Hello and welcome to episode 36 of Chasing the Finish. I am your host, Mike Duffy, and as always, I'm joined by Ben, Blakeman and Jake Ramsey for another instalment of CTF podcast. And it's a big week for us as well. If you haven't heard, firstly, where the bloody hell have you been? And secondly, it is the week of our 24-hour treadmill challenge, taking place on Saturday, the 21st of March at the Radisson Blu Hotel in the centre of Birmingham. We'll be kicking things off at 2 p.m. and going through for 24 hours till 2 p.m. on Sunday, the 22nd of March. So, yeah, a big week for us. Like, we've talked about this now for the last, I'd say, double figures of podcasts maybe. And it's actually here now. So, yeah, as you can tell by my voice, I'm a little bit nervous about it. We'll talk about how I'm feeling in a little bit. But let's go around the room first. Ben, let's come to you first. Obviously, we will talk about your previous Sunday, which was the 15th of March, at the end of the pod. But just withholding that information so far, how's things with yourself and how are you looking forward to Saturday?
Yeah, without giving too much away, I'm quite achy.
Okay.
Well, that's probably an understatement, to be honest. I'm very achy. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just kind of plodding through the week. Yeah, as you say, it's come round so very quickly. So I think I was saying to Jake, I was trying not to. He was asking me questions, and I was like, I'm really not trying to think about it at all. I'm just kind of, I've got one thing. We've got a busy month, trying to do one thing at a time. I haven't even thought about it yet, and then suddenly, boom, it's here. So yeah, I'm all right. I'm nervous about the sleep and staying awake. Well, the lack of sleep, the staying awake for so long. So yeah, we'll kind of say go over it and talk about the drama of it all, I suppose.
Yeah, well, talking of drama, I'm having to babysit two cats now, so one of them's screaming their head off. So if you can hear anything in the background, I do apologise. And then the younger one has just decided to join. So if you hear any cats scrapping, it is that, and it's not me singing whilst these two are talking. Jake, first things first, how's things with yourself? And secondly, the big day on Saturday, how you feeling?
Yeah, all things considered, I'm okay. Haven't ran since obviously parkrun Saturday, and I don't plan to run because I don't want to. I'm going to be doing a lot of movement on Saturday to Sunday, so I don't really know how I feel, if I'm honest. I feel like obviously trying to sort the order out, I was like, I'm happy to go first, and I'm like, get my 2 hours out of the way, and I don't have to do anything for 4 hours. But then it's once that's when I've got to go back on and do it all again. But I think, like you said, like Ben said, in the day when we're all like kind of with the buzzing of it all, it's when it hits like, I don't know, like maybe like 10 to like 4, and that's when you're like thinking about let me just freaking turn this off. But I don't know. I think we'll just push each other through. I'm not looking forward to it. Like, come to like your second or third stint, because I don't even think. I think the longest I've ever done any like walking activity is only like 4 hours max, unless you count in America. But that's not really consistent, is it? So, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. One of my mates who I was chatting to earlier, Ben Ayton, that listens to this sometimes, he referred to it as the graveyard shift. Those sort of early hours when, barely anyone's going to be watching, and it's just going to be us, and one of us might be asleep and the other might be there, and yeah, they're the ones that are going to be testing, I think, and testing for us as well. You know, I know we're, you know, really close friends and everything, and it is going to be testing for us. You know, we'll be at our wits' ends. You know, some may be sooner than others, and the smallest thing might push one another over the edge, and you know, it might be good content. Don't get me wrong, but
scrap on a treadmill.
well, this is it. It's gonna be a test. Look, we know that even for yourself, Ben. I know you've done magnificent stuff. You know, the 100K. You know, obviously you're into your stupid distances. Half marathon, almost said half marathon. Half marathon isn't sort of enough for you. You like to go that one further, but even for yourself, you know, when you sort of sit back, I'm sure it's easy to say this now. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, we'll sit back and look back on it, and it will sort of sink in that we've done what we've done. Because, as you've said, Jake, you know, the scheduling, and we might as well tell the listeners the scheduling, the way that we're sort of planning to do it, and the way that we're going to certainly try and kick things off by doing is because I've had a lot of people ask me what the plan is. So I think a lot of people maybe assumed that Ben would be doing the lion's share of the running, because if you've got someone that is capable of doing so, then why wouldn't you? Sorry, I was having an absolute mare with my camera then, if anyone's watching on YouTube. But I think the plan is we obviously need to do 8 hours each, go 8 times 3, 24. And the plan is to do 2 hours a pop, and we've got in cycles of 3. So we're not sure yet who's starting. We know that Ben can't, because he'll be the one setting all the streams up. We're not sure who's going to finish, because you have to think about things like that as well. You know, who's going to kick such a big event off? Who's going to see us home and finish such an event? You know, you almost want everyone to sort of try and have a hand in it as much as they can. So, yeah, there's a lot to sort, and it won't surprise you, for those that know us personally, that it is Wednesday, the 18th of March. The event itself is in 3 days' time, and we still haven't properly sorted things out. So after we've finished recording, we are going to have a bit of a chat about that. But yeah, I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie. You know, there's no point lying. I had another really bad running weekend in terms of how I felt when I was running, and I think a lot of it is down to the fact that I've changed jobs now. Because in my job before, I was on my feet and it was an active job. I'm now sat at the desk, and I've made sure that I am not snacking during the day. The only things I'm eating is my lunch. But I'm obviously not being as active as I was before, and therefore it's, you know, it's sort of taking its toll on me, because yeah, I'm whatever I'm eating, I'm obviously not burning off like I was in my previous job. So yeah, not a good weekend to come in off the back of. And now add on top of that, I think I'm either getting ill or I am ill. Thankfully, not as, you know, bad as I sort of feared I would be. But it's like, it's Wednesday, so when's that going to clear up? Am I in the early knockings of it? Am I almost at the end? I don't, you know, there's a lot to contend with, and I've not been out for a run this week, and obviously it's Wednesday as we record. So do I go tomorrow? If I don't feel great tomorrow, it'd be stupid to risk it on Friday, you know. So there are lots and lots to think about. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, in terms of stream wise, Ben, are you almost there? Can listeners expect the link anytime soon?
Well, I mean, it's literally will be on our YouTube channel, so I don't think they'll have to go that far for it. Obviously, yeah, as long as you, I don't know how it works in terms of being notified for it, but yeah, it'll be streaming, as we've said, live on our YouTube. So yeah,
happy days, brilliant. Well, we'll make sure as well. I've said on previous ones, we're obviously going to try and do a few giveaways. I'll be honest, at the moment, I think we've maybe got 3. So there's the mission teas, which will be getting given away. Thank God, because they've been sat in my room for God knows how long. Everything's still there, by the way. I've not been picking at it. Everything is still there. Your 3 teas, your tote bag, everything about it there. We'll go into that. It'll be a bit like telly shopping, in the middle of the night. He's on there selling these things. So they'll be available. We've got a bundle to give away from Protein Rebel. We'll also make sure that we're fueling up with Protein Rebel as well. 15% off your first order when you go onto Protein Rebel and use the code CTF15. That gets you 15% off your first order on the website. So we'll make sure that we're keeping fueled there as well. But yeah, to be honest, a little bit of an anticlimax with it all, because there's not, I think we've sort of mentioned it that much over the last few weeks. There's not really much else to say on that matter. Obviously, people know why we're doing it. We're doing it because it's going towards our place at the Mental Health World Cup, which is taking place at Vicarage Road Stadium on Saturday, the 9th of May. And we, as it stands, we are on £956, I believe. And the total that we need to get to is 1,250. So we're at 956. So some quick maths whilst we're on air. 956. We need to raise £294 from right now, even when I'm speaking now, before you guys are listening, to I want to say to the end of April, because all the money needs to be in then. So £294. So it would be absolutely amazing if we could raise that amount whilst we're doing the treadmill run. So all the links will be available as soon as we've got them. You guys will have them. The link to donate is in our, readily available on our social media platforms. And I'm going to take the camera along with me. I'm going to do a bit of a sort of vlog leading up to pretty much just before we start. I think whether anything will come of it, I don't know, but just going to sort of vlog the morning. Vlog us when we're at the hotel, getting there, setting things up, a little bit of a fly on the wall documentary, as much as you can, whilst I know I'm filming, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing a lot of you guys tune in, whether it's straight away at 2:00 or whether you're popping your head in at 1 a.m. It'll be good to see you guys, and make sure to get involved in the comments as well. So yeah, I think we'll move on to last Sunday, Ben. Your video isn't out yet, and again, another treat for the listeners. Not only have you got the live stream to fill your Saturday and Sunday with, Ben on Sunday went and did the rescheduled Wyre Forest Half Marathon, the trail half marathon. That video is coming out on Saturday, I believe. It's all ready to go. I've watched it. It's really good watch. And yeah, you went and did that on Sunday. So first things first, how were you feeling sort of on the day of the event? Because I couldn't believe it. It was only your second ever half marathon.
Yeah. I don't know. I suppose, yeah, if I hadn't done anything else beyond that, I think maybe I would have been a bit more like, maybe the nerves would have kicked in or whatever, but the distance wasn't the problem. It was more the fact of I'm not where I was when I was doing these distances before. It was just kind of, in a way, I was looking forward to it because I wanted to know what kind of point I was at. Because my running has been getting better. I've been a little bit quicker and whatnot, a little bit stronger. So we're heading in the right direction. But yeah, try kind of gauge where I was, and let's just say it was very humbling. I did really, really struggle through it, to be honest. I mean, I was hindered a couple of times by my calf went about 10k in, which didn't help. Before that, I was kind of, I don't want to say flying, but I was doing quite well. was hovering around 4th, 5th place, so it wasn't too bad. So yeah, at the halfway stage, I was 4th or 5th. So it was looking good, and then I don't even know. I've never sort of had calf injuries before or anything like that. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was just maybe overextending going up one of the inclines or something like that. But from then on, it was kind of just a struggle. And I think I spoke to you. Well, yeah, after I did Broadway, I was telling you about my trainers. I was having trouble with them. They were like cutting into the side of my ankle and stuff like that, and that's caused me a lot of trouble through Broadway in the second half. And it seemed to do the same thing again. So I've come away now, and I've got plasters on it and whatnot, and it's just still so painful. So I think I'm going to make the decision to bin them off. So if anyone's got any recommendations for some speedy trail shoes, I mean, I've been looking anyway, and I've got a few ideas, but it's just money in it, you know what I mean? I've only wore these handful of times, handful of races, and it's a lot of money to shed out, but I can't keep going on like this with these distances. Short distance, all right, but long distance, they just, absolutely kill me. But yeah, as I say, in terms of how I felt, not too bad. I was just excited to be back on the start line, and amongst people who love trail running. Right off the bat, speaking to people at the start, just kind of have that general chat about trail, and it's just, I feel like they're my people. If you know what I mean. So as I say at the start, excited, ready to go.
Because you went into it sort of, you said quite openly on here last week that you were going there to win. How look, I know we can laugh at it now, but how soon into that race did you sort of think, okay, maybe not today?
I don't know, because it's annoying because obviously it started immediately straight uphill, and I was like, okay, it's not too bad. I said to you before I was going to try and trying to steady the pace a bit, try and not go out too quick. But I don't know, man. Every time I just get carried away. It's so fun. Just you know what I mean. As soon as they 3, 2, 1 go, it's just like I don't know. It's just like wow. This is.
Sorry, I thought you were finished.
No. What did you say?
Would you return and do it again?
Yeah, they're doing one in October, so I am really considering it. It's a really nice route. As I say, there's quite a few inclines in there. Like it's quite a tricky course, because the course had to be changed last minute because there was a flood at one of the sections. Obviously, he was saying, look, if you've done this course before, you'll know the section I'm on about. It's flooded, whatever. So instead, we've changed it to a mile-long incline, just to throw that in for you. So I was like, okay, because obviously I hadn't done it before, so I was a bit like, okay, so it doesn't really mean anything to me. That's just the course that I'm gonna know. So yeah, I think going back to Mike's question, at what point? Yeah, so I didn't record it, and I really wish I would have recorded this first 5K, because it was just pure. It was like proper trail through the forest, sort of like tiptoeing through things, just watching your footing the whole way, really quick. I think there was about 6 of us all sort of running together, and it was like, one of you's overtaking, then you were overtaking them, and it's just that's for me the best part of trail running and these race scenarios. But maybe the first 5K, the first 3 just took off, and you could just tell. I seen the guy who won. I saw him warming up, and he was coming down the hill, and you can just tell when someone just looks different gravy. Do you know what I mean? There's just an aura about him, and I thought, right, he's definitely going to be in the top 3. And yeah, as I say, he won it, so fair play to him. But 100%, I'd be going back and doing it again for sure.
I'm definitely about doing it.
It's the same with Kimber Edge though. I'd love to do that again. I missed it out. Missed out on it this year. I can't remember what I was doing. I think I might have been doing an event or something. But I was speaking to Ben Stevens about that. It's just, I don't know what it is about this. It's Pulse Events who put it on. Mark Leyland is the name of the guy, and I don't know. I was saying on the video, I think they're a real good introduction to trail running, but they are quite tough. So it's like, it's not like a holding your hand kind of baby you into it. It's like, yeah, quite gritty, nitty gritty courses, but they're so much fun. And I mean, even the was having a laugh because literally going down just to registration to go and get my bib number was down a massive hill, probably about a mile from the car. So, and this is where the race started and finished. So as soon as you come across the finish line, you've literally got to look at this massive hill to get back to the car. And I was just like, oh God. So yeah, but good fun all in all. So,
that's good. I'm definitely looking at doing a trail just to say I've done one, and then if I don't like it, I don't like it, do I? So I'm definitely thinking about doing that Twisted Tree just because it sounds funky, doesn't it? So I don't even know where it is.
Which one was that again? I can't.
Well, Jake's mentioned that, but we've talked about this before, Ben, haven't we? On the podcast, I think even when Jake was on his honeymoon, that there's that one course that he really wants to do, but it's trail, it's Cannock Chase. So there's surely you can find Jake an event at Cannock Chase. Trail.
Yeah, there is an event, but like the 10K, I'm sure it's like 4 laps.
Yeah,
and I do not fancy it.
I think I'd rather do like the 5K of that or something. Like do 1 or maybe 2 laps. I would do of it. I think the half marathon was like 7, wasn't it? I'm not doing that at all.
I've just found this Twisted Tree Brewery. It's in Bicester, so it's not far.
Oh, okay.
32 quid, which isn't too bad, to be fair.
That one I did was part of the Trails and Ales series. I think they mainly do it down south because I can't remember what the organisation is called because they're called something else, but I've followed them on Instagram, and whenever they post, it's generally down south. But it was round it's pretty much did what it said on the tin. It was around the sort of premises of a brewery out in the sticks, and then like the farmer's land next to it as well. And to be fair, I mean, you mentioned about a gentle introduction into the trail running world and how you thought that this maybe wasn't quite sort of hold your hand into it. I think if anyone's looking to do a sort of wants to dip their toe into the waters of trail running, I think that would actually be a really good course because, yes, it's not road running and you're not out on paths, but having watched the video of your run on Sunday, Ben, and having seen other videos of trail running, what I did was definitely like almost like a free trial of it, so to speak. It was, very stripped back for a trail because, you're running through farmers' fields, etc. So, I've done that. Like Jake said, he wants to do one just to sort of say that he's done it. If he enjoys it, he'll do more. If he doesn't, at least he can say he's done it. And that's the boat that I was in.
Yeah, because even though I obviously I was there and I watched the video, what I recorded, a lot of it is quite the kind of the flat bits, because that was the point where I was like, okay, I can get my camera out now. I can kind of, because I don't have to think much, because a lot of the time, you go the bits that I didn't record, and it's such a shame because there's really cool bits of it if you're into trail running. But because I'm trying to concentrate so much on my footing, because there's just mud and branches that you're just trying to, one single fall and you're gone and you're in a bad way. So yeah, just trying to. The only points I could really get the camera out was when it was like kind of flat. So I always say, I said this about Kinveg. I really want you to see like it properly. Do you know what I mean? The bits that I think are cool, just so you can understand what I appreciate in it. But yeah, in terms of medal though,
yeah, I love this, by the way. Have you got it to hand?
Well, yeah, I took the ribbon off. I think I remember showing you my Broadway one, which was that one.
Yeah.
So the slate kind of Matt.
Mhm.
Very much the same. It's
Is that a trail thing then? You don't get a medal as such. It's like a slate.
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, the Kimber Edge I got a medal for, so maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's something new that they're implementing. But yeah, this is the other thing.
What did your goodie bag look like?
Non-existent.
Really?
Yeah.
You can get anything.
I got some love arts at the end.
God, okay, that's surprising. See, that's one thing. Sometimes you turn on when you do as many sort of events from the same company. You know, I've done a lot of the run through ones, and I've done a lot of the Jane Tomlinson run through all. And because of who they're sponsored by, a lot of the goodie bags look the same. But I don't know why. I just automatically assume that like goodie bags from trail running would be like proper out there. Like you might get a can of Monster or something, or you know, a Mars bar. And I don't know. Maybe it's obviously wrong of me to assume that because you didn't get that. But yeah, that does surprise me.
No, I don't know. But this is what I love about it. You know, that the cheaper events. You know, there's not as many people there. They're proper like hardcore runners. You know, I mean, there was 2 events going on at the same time, and we all started at the same time. There was the I can't remember what it's called, something 7. Was it
It was a Super 7. I had a look on the website.
Yeah, the Super 7 and obviously the half. So altogether there was 100 people there, which, you know, for me that's just perfect.
Yeah, see, when you're a back of the pack runner, you want more people there because the more likely there is someone to finish behind you. Right. So I learned that the hard way at the Centurion Grand Prix. But no, look, like I said, I've watched the video. You guys that are watching now, if you're listening on Thursday, you won't have long to wait. I don't know what time it'll be out on Saturday. Probably do it first thing just so we can.
Well, it's either that or we could always put it out Friday night. I don't know. It's you know.
Yeah. Well, watch this space, basically. But you're going to have a lot of content to consume this weekend. So
yeah, that's maybe why we go with Friday. But no, as a just, you know, I don't know how much more we're going to talk about it. I don't think there's much more to say. Obviously, you can watch the video, but yeah, I think it's a bit annoying. I think my calf's all right at the minute. Like obviously, I haven't done anything. I'm doing a few stretches and whatever. But it's typical, isn't it? You know, I was dealing with like shin splints and whatever. And they no issue whatsoever with them. Like during this, I've had absolutely no issue. But then I've had my calf and my ankle with my trainers, so it's just you can't win with it. Do you know what I mean? It's you know, one step forward, 2 steps back. But I am looking. I'm looking at another event in April. There is a 5-mile trail event at Conkers.
Okay.
There's a park run there, isn't there? I want to do the park run there.
I didn't even know they had one there. But yeah, there's a little 5-miler going on, so I might have a crack at that. Yeah, I think it's South Staffordshire. I don't know. There's Staffordshire Run Club of putting it on. So might have a look at that. Do that. I think it's 12th of April, 12th or 13th of April. So
I think the 12th is a Sunday. I think that's the same weekend as Lincoln 10K. I think.
It's either that or I'm doing something. I don't know.
I've just found the route for that. I was listening to this before, but I was kind of looking for this route for this twisted tree. And it's got 2 kilometers unpaved, and then the other 8 kilometers are unpaved. So I'm assuming that's. And I'm trying to have a look and it just goes through like fucking sorry, excuse me. Just goes for like forest.
Now I'm gonna have to edit that out now.
Oh no, sorry.
He's got the evening to do that as well. It's out tomorrow.
I've been so good as well, like trying to keep down the swearing.
As if I haven't got enough to do. I'm gonna edit this. God's sake.
But
might as well just keep going now.
Yeah, it does look good. And I don't know when it is, to be fair. 21st of June. That sounds.
That's dangerously close to the 2 castles, I think.
see, that's one thing I want to do this year is try and avoid doing events in the summer. I know we've pretty much got 2 on the go, but I just, oh god, I don't know if it's just PTSD from the Peak District in 30 degrees, but I just can't think of anything worse.
I found a website and I've used it quite a lot now, and it has like more or less all the UK like runs across, obviously all the maps and everything, so you can get a. I don't even know how I came across it. I come across it a couple of weeks back.
Are you going to share it with us, Jake, or are you going to keep it in a gatekeep it?
Now I'll share it. It's called Onyx Races.
Onyx Races.
I'll send it in the chat, like.
Onyx.
Yeah. I've probably butchered that too. Hold on, I can't see the screen.
We'll have a look at that for sure, definitely.
So it shows you all, doesn't it? So.
But Ben, just sort of to wrap up talking about Sunday, what time did you get?
It was 1:51. So
okay.
Yeah,
all things considered,
ninth mile. Yeah.
How are you feeling? All things considered.
What, physically?
No, like with the time. I mean, are you happy? Are you unhappy? Are you annoyed? Are you frustrated?
Yeah, obviously I'm not happy, am I? Do you know what I mean? I'll never be happy. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't be annoyed because it's just that, isn't it? It's my mom. I said it to a lad on the course we were running together, and I said, "Oh, I've gone off too quick." He goes, "Yeah, me, I'm me." And I was with him for a while. I was having a good chat with him. He's a good lad. He finished ahead of me, but it's just that. I said my mind's quicker than I am. Like, not just in terms of pace. Like, I just feel like I should be further ahead than I am.
Mm-hmm.
And, I need to actually sit back and think, look, I've really fell off the last few months and I need to rebuild and get back to where I am and not just think I am there. I'm not. I'm very far away. And this is why I'm kind of enjoying doing these events where I'm getting humbled quite quickly, because it just spurs me on to want to do it, to want to get back to where I was, which is mad because even where I was at that point, I was like, I'm nowhere near. Do you know what I mean? So it's just, yeah, it's frustrating, but yeah, I feel like I'll get there in the end. It's just going to take a lot of resilience and a lot of, consistency. But I need to keep doing events and I need to keep doing some training.
This is it. I think because of the hype sort of around, I think me and you this time last year, we were like really into the thick of it. Like we had so many events on. And to be fair, if I was to sit down now and go through the events that I've got booked for this year, I probably wouldn't be far off what I had booked for last year. But it just feels like I've barely done any events so far this year.
Yeah, it feels different for sure.
It really, really does. And I think when you have a year like we did last year, I know obviously Jake joined a little bit later on, but when you have the year that we had last year, you're always going to be sort of referring back to that. Like I found myself the other day on Strava, and I knew it wasn't going to be anywhere near because obviously I kicked off 2025 with that running challenge that me and Cam did. But I was having a look and I was comparing my Strava stats from this point this year to the exact same point last year. And I think I've done like 50k less at this point compared to what I was at this point last year. And I sort of got a bit annoyed at myself. And then I was like, but I really come out the blocks last year. Like I raced out the traps. And whilst, yes, I want to be a better runner this year, and ultimately when your Strava Wrapped or whatever you want to call it comes out at the end of the year, you want it to be more year on year. I think this year is about learning more from events and not just going to events and being like, right, I just went and I just did the event and I got the time I got and that was that. Like I've already said this year, when I go to events now, if I've already done it, I'm going there to beat the time from the previous year. And if I don't, then I'm going to be rightly annoyed. So I think this year is more about, without sounding all philosophical and all that rubbish, it is about learning more about yourself in the running world. And I think you've sort of hit the nail on the head with that as well. So, yeah, I mean, my next event, other than obviously Saturday, I don't know why we do it to ourselves. So we've barely trained for this treadmill run, all three of us. Then we've got the treadmill run, and then do we give ourselves a rest? Not really, because on Sunday, the 29th, we're all out for the Wolverhampton 10K. So it's like we're looking for punishment. How are you looking forward to that, Jake? Because obviously you've done, this will be your third 10K, if I'm not mistaken. Your first one you did on your own at Worcester. Then your second one was Napton, which you did at a group. So you're looking forward to getting back out there as like with a group, because us three are doing it. I want to say Tom Hodgson is doing it. I want to say, or is Ben Stevens working? I'm not sure. I think basically the point I'm trying to make is there's more than just us three. So how are you feeling about that one?
I'm hoping it's the kick up the arse I need, if I'm honest. Because as much as like I think you said it the other week, like with everything that's going on with the house and like work's picked up like drastically, so I'm busier and whatnot. I kind of not put any time towards running, so I've probably kind of fell off the wagon completely. So, and that's why I was a bit skeptical. With I just feel like I'm gonna absolutely completely flap this Wolverhampton. So I was like, I'm hoping, because obviously with people who are going, like, there's no one really going who, well, I'm not at the speed I was anyway. I don't think I'd get anywhere near an hour at 8 again until I get back into the room again. So that's why I was like, I'm hoping you'll pull me through it, because I'm not confident in the slightest. But like you said, if I ever feel in it, just run, just go. But I don't know, like, I've done that 7.7 when I was doing the bingo challenge, and it took me over an hour, and I'm like a shadow of a man from where I was. But with the summer coming up, I'm hoping once the house is slowly getting its shape now, so I can get out more. It's just putting time aside and focusing more on myself and, balance and whatnot. But I'm looking forward to it. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I think. Ask me Sunday morning.
Well, I was going to say, is that your plan then? Are you planning to run with Mike, or just in front, or just going for it? What's the plan?
I think what my plan is to, I don't know. I see how I feel. Like, I think in my mind, I think logically is to stick with someone. Otherwise, I'm probably just going to get into my own head, or I'll start off really quick, and because my legs ain't used to it, I'll just let myself down, and I'll get him at like I don't know. It'll just piss me off. So, but I don't know. So I'm either going to run with you, Michael. Just try and not get into my head. But I think as soon as I go to a thought where if I run for a bit, stop, and then I keep stopping, I'm going to be like, I don't know why I never just stuck with like one person, so then we can push each other. So I think I'll probably just run with yourself, Mike, because otherwise, I think I'll just let myself down in that sense.
I think we sort of talked about this, like maybe on the pod or maybe personally as well. I think, there's nothing wrong with sticking with me, because, look, I think I said on here the other week that I'm going for obviously a better time. So my time last year there was like one of the slowest ones I've done. Just having a look here now, it was 1:30.07. Obviously, I want to come in quicker than that. The last couple of 10Ks I've done, I was saying to you boys before we sort of went on air, I went on a 10K on Sunday, just gone. And even though it felt horrendous, I still come in above 1:30. And whenever I'm applying for these 10Ks, they usually ask what sort of time. And I always, without fail, sort of over egg it. And I always go with 1:30. Now that, for me now, that doesn't even enter my head. 1:30 is not an option for 10Ks. So I am 100% going there to beat that. But I don't think you do you wouldn't go far wrong with, even if you stuck with me and you got to a point where we've maybe coming up to 6K, 7K. And if you're thinking, right, I've got a little bit more in the tank here, I'm not saying go and, absolutely razz it off, but just see where your legs take you without thinking too much into it. And next thing you know, you know, you'll have stuck with me. You maybe would have preserved a bit more energy because you would have been running at a slower pace than what, even though you're not where you was, you'll be at a slower pace to what your body is used to. And then using me as a bit of a marker. And then, like I say, pushing on sort of as we reach that 7 kilometre mark. And I think you might surprise yourself, and you'll have that energy then for the last 3K to try and go for it. I think the main thing is, yes, you've got other 10Ks to compare to it, but you've not done this before. So whatever time you get when you cross the finish line, you're not really going to be in a position where you're like, oh, I got this time, whereas last year I got this time. Napton, you can't compare, because Napton is nothing like Wolverhampton. I haven't done Worcester City, but from what I remember, there's one bit where there's a bit of an incline, and I mean, this will mean nothing to any of our listeners, and it'll mean nothing to Jake because he's not done it, but there's a guy who was playing steel drums, and you go under like a bit of a bridge. There's an incline there. Other than that, I don't remember a single incline throughout the whole course. I know, Ben, you're looking like you're trying to rack your brain a little bit. I genuinely don't remember one.
I don't know. I think, to be honest, because we did so many events in that space, they all kind of jumble into one. I'm not sure, to be honest. I'll have to look at the course profile.
I'm just going on Strava as we speak, just to get the incline. Wolverhampton 10K. So the incline was, bear with me, need the countdown music again. So I think the highest point is 135 meters, and the lowest point is 107. So I don't know if the camera will pick this up. Obviously the left, sorry, I'll move that. Where the marker is where it starts. So over the course of 10 kilometers, you're not really sort of going. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. There's no mad inclines, basically. Like, I know it's not completely flatlined, but from where you start, you're pretty much staying at that sort of level. And if anything, there's a few sort of decreases. Declines. That's the word I was looking for. Declines. Come on, Mike. Not with it tonight, I tell you.
Yeah, just going off that though, Mark, going back to, obviously, so it was a point that you brought up earlier, and I'll just go back to it. The difference, it was about the difference in your running from last year to this year, and you looking at the difference. And it may feel like, obviously, you say yourself, you've had a lot of bad runs, and we've had situations where you've been having a proper moan about them, and as you say, we've seen the video of you at Yarborough, and but I don't think your running's getting worse, Mike. I think your running's getting better. Yeah. But I think what it is you're being more critical, because you're not just settling for these times that you were last year. Last year, yeah, you were doing events, you were doing loads of events, but you were just doing them. Do you know what I mean? You wasn't bothered about the time. I think
I was
now
happy to pick the medal up.
Yeah, exactly. But now you are trying to improve your time, and that's why I think you're in this mentality of every run's not good enough, because you are trying to push yourself. So I think that it's a good thing. I really do think it's a good thing, and I think it's that mentality shift that we need, and I think you are getting. And you're right to be annoyed with yourself, because you can do better. Do you know what I mean? You've seen, even in the 5K. Look, when we did Babs Mill, I wouldn't say you'd been on a period where you'd been doing your best running. No. That was just sort of, you were on the day, you were on it, you pushed through, and I've never seen you push yourself that far before. I mean, you were literally coming down the last straight telling me you're going to be sick. So, and that's how you want to be. Yeah. that's when you put shifting.
I think Beck said to me, actually, because obviously I don't even know why I bothered putting that clip out on social media. We did that, what our plans were for the new year. And my New Year resolution, running wise, was to not let parkrun times dictate how I felt. And ever since that, all they've done is dictate how I felt. So, hypocrite number one here. But I think I was obviously really annoyed with myself on Saturday. Like, I think total head loss, like generational head loss over on Strava. And I almost got to a point where people might read my Strava and think, oh, here we go, he's moaning again. And then they might also think all he does is moan. And it's like, I want to use Strava as a platform to tell people how I feel about my running. If I went on Strava, did a run and felt horrendous, but put a caption to be like, good run today, enjoyed that, who am I trying to impress? Like, that's the whole point of Strava, is social media for runners. So that is why I am as honest as I am on Strava. And I come away from it, I did the typical Mike Duffy thing of, it was, by the way, as soon as I put a caption on Strava, unless I'm with these lads and we're doing like a bit of recording, generally speaking, 9 times out of 10, the caption is as soon as I have finished the run. Like, I've passed, I've scanned my barcode, I'm doing my caption. So it's really raw and really fresh, the emotion is. And I put whatever I put, I can't even remember now. And I got back in the car and sort of just took a couple of minutes. And then I got back home. I was sort of a bit angry with myself and whatnot. And then usually I've sort of tried to calm down by the time I get home, because the last thing I want to do is bring it into the house and then let it like completely ruin my day. So I come in the house, told Beck, I says, really didn't have a good run today. And she says, but have you thought that it might not be that your running is getting worse? It's because you're getting fitter, you're pushing yourself more, and therefore your body is feeling it. Because if I actually look at my stats from Saturday, the pace, the pace isn't dropping. No matter how much I come back from these runs and say, that was horrendous, this was that, yeah. The pace isn't dropping. I've just gone on Strava to show you the Wolverhampton incline. Let's use this as an example. So my split times were 7/8, and then it went down to 9s. The last, from kilometre 5 to kilometre 10, was all in the 9s. Now, I know, obviously, the course, I've just sat here and talked about how, Jake can't really compare courses. But if I go on to my last 10K on the last run, it's all 7 and 8s. There's like maybe 2 9s in there. So I think that's what I get frustrated about. I think, like you said earlier, Ben, your mind is quick. Like, you think your mind thinks you're quicker than you are. I am absolutely like that. I'm running a lot more than I ever have done, and I'm thinking it's like Rome wasn't built in a day, but I'm not understanding that. I'm expecting to go out the door tomorrow and run and have no problems whatsoever and just be, lightning quick. It's not going to happen like that. It's a gradual process. So, yeah, that went a bit deep, but yeah.
You are 100%. You are a better runner now than you are last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no question about it. And I think you need to realise that sometimes. Yeah, it is hard. I get that. Look, I'm in a similar situation now where I'm, I want to be where I was last year. Do you know what I mean? I'm the other way around. And it is getting that mentality right, and kind of just taking a step back and being like, just evaluating things and realising that you don't have to be so down and out about it, because, you take the positives from these things. And I know you do sometimes, you will say it yourself, like you just have there, you are getting better, but it's still frustrating. And that's that competitive, and, it'd be worrying if you weren't like that, is what I'm saying. So
yeah, no, it's I think I'll learn a lot about myself after Saturday as well. Saturday, no matter, my first ever half marathon at Solihull, my first ever 10K, my first ever 5K. This is by far and away the biggest event that I've ever done. So Saturday is going to be, I'm looking forward to when I'm feeling normal again on Sunday, waking up after a proper sleep. And I'll be aching, don't get me wrong. I've booked Monday and Tuesday off. I'm back in work on the Wednesday. But I'm looking forward to sort of sitting back and really taking in what's just happened. And even as soon as we finish the challenge, I think there'll be a bit of emotion, from me at least anyway, because it'll be like the realisation that we've just done something really good. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So it's mad to think that, you know, we started this as an idea. I think one of us said, shall we do a running podcast? And now, fast forward 3 days and we're doing the 24-hour treadmill challenge. It's being covered by local newspapers. We tried to get it on Midlands today, but they were busy. So that's annoying. And yeah, it's crazy. So just before we wrap up the show, I just want to come back to you, Jake, because you have been in charge of our very successful, and I doff my cap to you, running bingo. I did a video on it at the weekend, so if you guys have watched that, thank you very much. A little bit different from us, not the usual sort of stuff that we put out. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and it's gone down a lot better than we thought. Like, I think we obviously said we did it for us free, and other than Ben, you know, I think others have benefited more than we have, but it's been great to see so many people take part. We have got a winner now that will be announced on Saturday during the live stream, so we won't go into that. But without telling us what you've got planned on the actual card, Jake, you have got a season 2, and I believe there might be more, mightn't there?
Yeah, so I've just forward the season 1. It's been pretty class, and my effort on season 1 was pretty much embarrassing. I think I got to 10, and then just nothing. But and Ben just shows off, doesn't he? So
yeah.
But I've done it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 across and 6 down. But I'm still missing 15 slots, so I need to get my finger out and put some more on there. So
we will be announcing the competition for that also during the live stream. We're hoping there's going to be more prizes as well. So the video explaining how to enter the competition, I'm not going to go through it now. Go and bloody watch the YouTube video and that will explain everything for you. But I think we'll do a prize for first, second and third. We might even, depending on how many people do it, we might just do we might be able to do a female leaderboard, a male leaderboard. Let's see how many of you do it. But that will be announced during the run on Saturday. And then I suppose people can start on Sunday if they wish. You know, maybe we can see the morning in by getting a few notifications on Strava to be like, someone's tagged you in a run because they've kicked off season 2. Although I've just thought that does mean Jake's got to pull his finger out and get the last 15 done from now till Sunday. So I hope that's not throwing you under the bus too much, Jake. But it must be good for you, Jake. I know, obviously, you know, it's got chasing the finish on, but it's no secret that you put it all together. How good was it to see as many people join in, and even people that we didn't necessarily, you know, we weren't aware of? Obviously, you know, you got people like Ames, who's been a loyal listener from day one, Stevens, you know, we know. But to see other people do it as well, that must have meant a lot to you.
Well, yeah, because I assuming at the start it's just going to be the 3 of us pushing each other. I weren't expecting anyone else to get involved. Maybe the odd one from like our like little group we've got, which is obviously some of the lads who are doing the football. And then you look at it and there's people on there that I don't think we've ever met who are getting involved. And there's probably people who have done it who've probably not even tagged us, and they're just gone, oh, that's a good idea, and gets me out and get out. But yeah, it's been class. So if we can keep going, it obviously at some point it's going to be quite repetitive, but you could do one for over the, I don't know, like 4 months or like a year, and just have like run over like, I don't know, like 400k in a year or some silly ones. But yeah, it's class. I have enjoyed it. It's just thinking of stuff now, thinking of stuff we haven't got. So,
well, we obviously won't announce anything before Saturday, but we've seen and heard some of the stuff for season 2, and I think it's good. Well, Ben's laughing because, yeah, there's one which I'm hoping doesn't make the cut, but
some of it needs to be revised.
Maybe we'll talk about it.
I'll took it off.
We'll talk about that on Saturday. Because there's going to be plenty of time for us to chat a load of waffle, no doubt. We'll try and think of stuff as well. Look, I'll be honest with everyone listening. It is going to be tough, to feel. I know people might be thinking, I can talk for England, but it is going to be tough to fill 24 hours. But at the same time, we don't just want you guys at home to tune in and just watch a person on a treadmill. There's going to be someone else sat waiting for their turn during the day or early morning. And, we'll try and make it as fun and as interactive for you guys as possible. So, yeah, there'll be lots to talk about. Might even do a little bit of a quiz with you guys watching at home. We'll talk about all that now. So you guys just turn up, support, pledge any money you can as well, and we'll all have a great time. We really will. Let's finish by adding some songs, preferably, Ben, songs that we don't already have in the Spotify playlist. I'm going to start with you as well, because I reckon you have followed suit and you don't have one ready.
You will be wrong, and I actually do.
Oh, okay. What you got for me? Oh, is it Michael Jackson?
No, it's Madonna, Into the Groove.
It's the song of the moment, ain't it?
It is the song of the moment.
Hang on a minute.
I put it on it's not in there. I put it on our video before I started getting big again, man. I'm telling you.
I love that song, by the way. I thought I'd already put that in there. There's already a Madonna song in there. I know that for a fact because I've put it in there. What you got for me, Jake?
I'm going to go a bit different. I'm going to go... I had it up earlier. Let me get it back up. I am going with Chasing Status and Temper T. Hype is hype.
Hype is hype.
Hypest hype.
Hypest hype. My apologies. Hypest hype. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that is getting added. 84 songs. I am going to go with something a bit different as well. I'm going to go with a bit of Samba. Home Wrecker.
At least you're going with a bit of Samba then.
No. 85 songs into the playlist. What I was going to say was we'll use this playlist for the treadmill run, but because of YouTube copyright laws, we actually can't play any music out loud. So we'll get banned off the algorithm and the stream will be shut down, and that'll just be an absolute nightmare. So if we're going to have to listen to music, it'll have to be in our ears, I'm afraid. So there's so much we need to think about as well, which is crazy, but hey-ho, that's YouTube for you. But yeah, I think we'll call it there, and we'll hopefully see you guys on Saturday. But for now, keep on trucking, and keep on chasing that finish. See you later. And good luck for Sunday, Ironbridge, Ben Stevens.
Yeah, good luck.